5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The LRD Show.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the LRD Show. I am your host, Lois Durham, and today we have a special guest with us, our very own virtual assistant, Alicia Rittenhouse. I've learned a lot from this person. She has her own training program. Alicia Rittenhouse is a marketing maven and tech whiz who teams up with women entrepreneurs to grow their online empires. So, Alicia, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks so much for having me on today.
Oh, not a problem. I read your bio off of your website, and it says that you were originally just an administrative assistant. So my question is, what made you decide to go from administrative assistant to a virtual assistant?
Well, I knew in corporate America that my skills were not being utilized to their fullest potential, and I was trying to find a way that I could really promote myself more and create more of what I love to do because, you know, as an administrative assistant, I was doing reports and doing data entry and answering the phones, you know, being an executive assistant. I wasn't building web pages and designing things and doing all of the stuff that I love to do. So it was actually mentioned to me, suggested that I do it. I didn't actually go out seeking for it. I had a friend that had started her own VA business, and she was always calling me, asking me how to do things. And she was like, you know, you really should be doing this. So then I started to look into it more and realized that, yeah, this was probably going to be perfect for me, and it was the best decision that I could have made 5.5 years ago. So, well, actually 6 years ago, because I started my training in January 6 years ago. So it's been a great journey.
What type of advice would you give someone who is considering to become a virtual assistant?
Well, I definitely think that you need to invest in some type of training that will help you really start your business, whether it's working with a coach one-on-one or going through some type of VA training program. There's a couple of different ones out there because they help you build your business the correct way, because it is just like building any other business. You need a business plan, a marketing plan, a tool of how you're going to transition out of corporate America and how you're going to make things work. So I definitely recommend working with somebody to help you achieve those goals. Otherwise, it could take you a lot longer. You know, don't get frustrated when you're first starting because it does take time, like anything. You're not going to be an overnight sensation. Any business that you think that probably just pops up overnight actually was probably in the making for a couple years. So, you know, just stay positive and stick with it, and definitely don't give up.
Speaking of, you know, taking time and everything, how long did it take you to obtain your first client?
Well, when I started the training program in January, that was a 20-week training program, and then we took our exam, I believe, in June. So I didn't find out till July, you know, that I had was really able to start my business. And I did get my first client in August, but I will be honest with you and tell you that he was a nightmare. I disregarded all of the red flags. You know, I was just eager to get a client, and so I took him on and worked with him for about 3 months, and it ended up being a train wreck. Him and I collided big time because of our working styles didn't match, you know, because he was not my ideal client. So I actually say that I really got my first client who was ideal in February. So it was about a year after I had started the training program, and then about 6 months after I had officially opened up my doors that I got my first paying ideal client, because after the first disaster client, I really didn't have any come on. But I was also going through a lot in my life. I was going through a divorce, and I was already I had transitioned out of a job. So, I had a lot on my plate that was going on that probably made that process time take a little bit longer. And the nightmare client was a huge client, and I think that was part of the reason that I took him on. So, there really wasn't a lot of time to be looking for additional clients while I was working with him. So, it does take, I would say, on average, probably 2 to 6 months to get a good client because, it takes time to market yourself and really get everything together.
That sounds really interesting. And you said your ideal client. So explain to me, what is exactly like your ideal client?
Well, you can assist everybody in the world, but they are not going to be, not everybody is your ideal client. And what your ideal client is, people are human, and they don't get along with everybody. They don't have the same working styles as everybody. So you want to be smart in your business and make sure that you are only working with people that you will work well with. So you want to create an ideal client profile when you're starting your business, who you potentially want to work with, what they look like. Really create this person. You can even name them if you want to. For me, I know that female entrepreneurs are my ideal client, and their age is probably going to be from about 25 years old to probably 42 to 45. They have online businesses. They have already hit the six-figure level, and they're looking to double that in the next year. So I have additional qualities, too, that I can break down. They're world travelers. They're very independent but need the technical support. So you can see that I've created who I know that I work well with. And that is who my ideal clients are. And your focus is to build your business based on those specs so that you're not working with somebody that doesn't fall under that, because if you work with somebody that doesn't have the same work style as you, even if you do a good job, it still may not work out. So it's always great to just work with your ideal clients.
And also, tell me about your virtual assistant training program. I know I went through it, and you actually posted something on LinkedIn where you were looking for interns. And you, if I remember right, because it's been a few months, you said to submit like a video or slideshow pretty much explaining to certain questions that you had listed, which I had did that. And you went ahead and instead of doing not only just an internship with the training, you also selected 2 other people along with that, and I was actually fortunate to be one of those 2 people. So why don't you tell us about the training program that you have?
Yeah, that was actually a fun contest that I was running. When you are doing product launches, it's always great to have catchy things that kind of spreads the word about your product, and my contest for my internship was what I did to kind of help promote my training program. And what it is, and it's for entrepreneurs and for VAs. It's not just for VAs that want to be technical. It's for entrepreneurs, for their team, or even for virtual assistants. And what it is it's a 7-week training course that takes you through everything that you need to know to get up and running online. It goes through WordPress for your website. It runs through online payments, managing a team using project management systems. It also runs you through product launches, and there's some social media stuff included in it as well. So it is a great program that in 7 weeks walks you through the basics to get you up and running online. And then we are proud to announce, but we are only offering it this time to people that have taken the Geek Goddess course. But we have an advanced course now that we're also running that we will package up and put out as a product for 2012 that really takes it to the next level. If you want to become a 6-figure client, or if you want to work with 6-figure clients, what these products will be is that it will walk you through setting up website graphics and then membership sites, going through more in-depth into product launches and teaching you how to use WordPress to set up sales pages, and all of that magical stuff that goes into the product launch to have 6-figure products. So I'm really excited about what 2012 is bringing, but the 7-week course that runs you through the basics of getting up and running will be opening up that again in January for enrollment, and it will be starting in February for the training.
That is really cool. I might look into that because, I'm always looking to broaden my skills a little bit. I'm trying to think of some more questions. Did you have any questions for me?
Yeah, so what did you think of the technical training program since you went through it?
I actually loved it. I loved how I could, because I actually downloaded the video, so I could always go back on it. And, if I'm kind of confused on something, I can just go back on it and oh, that's what I'm supposed to be doing, stuff like that. And I know when you were going through, and this is so funny, I was watching the videos on the WordPress, all the information on WordPress, and my husband was just laughing, cracking me up because you were, you had, I can't remember what exactly you said that made us start laughing. I think it was the big ass button or something.
Oh, yeah, the big ass save button on Thesis.
Because I was just and he just started laughing I can't take this seriously if you laugh every time she says that. He's like, well, I've never known someone to actually say something like that. And I'm like, well, they have that, so it's really
and you
cool.
can, I don't know if you noticed it, but for those who may be offended by the big-ass save button, they do have an option on Thesis so that you can change the wording of that so that it doesn't say ass on there. So anybody that does go through Thesis, and that's, one of the things about the training program is that, and I don't know if you caught it this time around, that we added some new videos, and we show you how to turn WordPress into a powerhouse, and that's something that makes you money. You have the ability to turn WordPress into a shopping cart, an affiliate program, and a membership site all in one. And so, it really teaches you the things that you need to have successful training programs or online membership sites or anything like that. And then it also teaches you how to be a web designer. People pay thousands and thousands of dollars to go to school to learn how to be a web designer. And I teach you in 7 weeks the basics that you need to work with Thesis, and we added Headway in this time theme, and then also there is the Genesis theme too that we teach you, and then in the advanced course we go even further into WordPress and how to create web graphics. So really with the two combined, you can save your college degree and your bank account and learn how to become a web designer with it.
Yeah, so one thing I loved about you, because when I did some research on you, you were not, to me, because I'm weird, I'm uniquely myself, and
right.
And it's so funny because it's I looked you up and everything, and I was like, she seems really cool, and most people out there that I'm starting to realize, some are cool and some of them are kind of stick in the mud. And when I saw that video, it was this is someone that you can learn from, and you don't feel like you're in a strict classroom environment where it's it's either their way or no way, and you explain it there's so many ways to do things, and if you with MailChimp and other project management tools. You showed how many things you could use versus other products and everything else, and I found that to be very, very helpful.
Well, and I don't know if you remember, but I mentioned in there that I can't stand MailChimp and I can't stand Constant Contact, but I still knew that was very important to put into the training program and to teach you guys. So, it wasn't just about what I wanted, it was about giving you guys what you actually need to succeed. And so, yeah, I want people to go through my program and to be like, man, that was great. I love everything that I learned, and, you can walk away and be able to make your own opinions about these programs and not just take my opinion, because some people absolutely love MailChimp and they think that it's great. I don't, but that's, to each its own. So, yeah, I don't know. And we have a lot of fun in the program. The calls, I wish that one day I will create an awesome webinar program, because the webinar programs out there where I use to share my screen doesn't always allow for the interaction I want, because I want to be able to talk to you guys. But I did find Go To My Webinar does work. So the calls have been a little bit more interactive because I just love to have fun. But the Facebook forum that you get when you're in the program, too, has given everybody the chance to really connect together and have a lot of fun. And it's not just this stuffy learning environment. You know, people are putting their personalities out there and, you know, asking for what they need. And it really just is a great combination. I think so. What do you think?
I loved it. I mean, I learned a lot from it. I know, because I've never went to school for any of this stuff. I've just kind of, got curious about something, and I would go out and I would learn about it. And then once I feel like I've learned it, I kind of move on to the next thing. I'm always curious about stuff. So I think some people might say it's a flaw, but to me it's kind of a good thing because it's the reason why I know so much that I do. Right. And it's just, I just loved your training program. It helped me a lot.
Awesome. That's so good to hear. That's, you guys are the reason that I do it and being able to help because it doesn't have to be difficult. And I think people feel like it's very overwhelming. And, I try to break it down to make it as simple as possible into, everyday people's terms.
And what type, okay, now I'm just stumbling over my words. You have to excuse me on that one.
You're fine.
And, if anyone wanted to contact you to acquire of your services or anything, what contact information can you give them to reach you?
I can give you my support address that goes to my assistant, and it is support at Alicia, and I'll spell it out for everybody just so that they have it right because that's very crucial with an email address. It's A-L-I, I'll start over again, A-L-I-C-I-A, Rittenhouse, RITTENHOUSE.com. You can just Google Alicia Rittenhouse, too, and plenty of things will pop up. So definitely contact me there. And then for the training program, the website for that, if you're interested in getting on the First to Know list, is vatrainingprogram.com. And there's a really cool trailer video on there, too, that you can be entertained for about a minute. Really you know cool. Me, I love video, so.
Yes, that is really cool. And I noticed you travel a lot as well. Are you planning on making any travel plans to do, seminars or anything, out towards Tennessee or anything anytime soon?
Oh, actually, I'm going to be in Nashville on the 14th and 15th. I am creating a program with Brooke Castillo, and it's going to be for her life coach training school. So I will be down there, actually, the 14th and 15th. Are you near Nashville?
I live in Memphis.
Oh, so you're about an hour away from that?
Yeah, it's more like 3 or 4 hours. But still, it's a good trip to go to.
Yeah, well, I'm just going there because we're going to shoot some videos and have some pictures and stuff taken for the promotion. But, I am looking in 2011 to do some type of live either training or events. I'm not really sure what it's going to look like yet. But definitely if you're on my list, if you go to AliciaRittenhouse.com, you can sign up for some free tips to create buzz in your business. And you'll be on my list, and then, you'll be updated for when the training program gets launched, or if I hold any other type of events, you'll be one of the first to know.
And I do have to say thank you for being my first guest on this show. It was a very nice treat.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I am so glad that you loved the program. That is great to hear. So, but definitely check out the advanced if you're interested, too. We get started, actually, Monday. So
that's cool. I will definitely check it out. And,
all right. Well, thanks so much.
Yes, and we are running out of time, so thank you for being on the show. And everyone, tune in next week. I have no clue who I'm going to have on the show. I might just go and just ramble on about nothing. Who knows? But tune in next week at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I am Lois Riley Durham, and this was the LRD Show.